Alright, we have... First of all, back when the oil spill was happening, I was all over that. I was following it. I was doing my thing on that. Oil spill. And I still to this day use the word oil spill because the mainstream media use that word so much on every TV station. Oil spill, oil spill, oil spill. That even I, knowing better, still call it oil spill. They said it that many times, embedded into my head, that I cannot even come out here and just quickly talk about it to say oil leak or oil disaster. I call it an oil spill. Like, I just spilled some milk. A little cup of milk. Oh, I just spilled some water. That's a spill. But when something is pouring out, like a faucet that's left on, that's not a spill. That's a raging leak. Just want to clarify that. So having said that, we'll go back to the WebBot report. When it talked about the oil leak, oil spill, and said something about 19 months later, roughly, whatever, it appears that it's going to keep leaking and then maybe an earthquake or something happens that causes it to seal up completely. And the interesting thing was that they said they've already sealed it up and we haven't really seen too much action out of the Gulf anymore. But then a little over 19 months later, let's say, we started to see some stuff happening with the oil spill and that big giant sinkhole thing that's expanding and spewing oil and gas and natural gas and other crap out of there, and it seems to be growing and larger in size. That was interesting because that was right after the time frame. So it almost seems like it did seal up and now it's cracked through and leaking 19 months later, kind of the opposite of the way the WebBot interpreted that. And now we have something else to add to that. Wellhead released, East Bay, Louisiana, November 5th, 2012, USCG Sector New Orleans contacted NOAA SSC about a report of a wellhead releasing unknown product into the water. The location was described as Northern East Bay without precise coordinates. The release began early in the morning, exact time unknown, and the rate of discharge is unknown. The release is unsecured and overflight is scheduled. There is limited information at this time, and further investigation is required. USCG requested a trajectory to aid with field activities. I do not see any other information. Someone posted a link here in a comment. It's just about another storm, actually. Not really anything to do with that, but this is kind of in that area. Then again, to be fair, there's an awful lot of wellheads and whatnot in the Gulf in that area. I mean, there's a lot. And I just think if a big natural disaster occurred and again wiped out a big portion of humanity, there wouldn't be enough of us around or technology or whatever to go out and deal with overflowing wellheads that BP and friends dug long ago and everyone's killed off now, so whatever's left over of humanity is like trying to fix these things that can't be fixed. In a worst case crazy disaster situation, that would suck. And to think that we do have all those wells out there, some of them capped off, some of them not, and just the right size earthquake would be devastating for the entire world's oceans in that area, and it would spew everywhere. All oceans would get it. So I don't know what caused this, not sure what happened, but I know there's a big leak apparently right now, and we'll have to keep focused on this, see what happens.